Wonka, Willy Wonka, arrives. Timothee Chalamet, welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And indeed, this is a live news show for movie fans, where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines of the day, including what's going with all of these horror sequels happening all at the same time. Smile 2, Orphan 3, Terrifier 3, Wolfman movie. Hey, what's going on with that? I don't know. Yes, as I said, we are a live news show. Hourglass Vikings in there. Yuki Matsui's there as well. Sorry if I butchered your last name. We're going to be talking about what's opening up this weekend. Iron Claw. Bricklayer has a trailer out. But we start off today's show by talking about James Gunn. James Gunn talking about some of the meaningless cameos in superhero movies. He says, quote, "They are one of the worst elements of recent superhero films." The cameos that show up either in post-credit scenes or in the background. Is he throwing shade at the DC universe himself? Because, I mean, Wonder Woman had a cameo in, well, the last Shazam movie. Is that what you're talking about? The co-head of DC Studios responded to fans worried about Superman Legacy having too many comic book characters. Well, there's going to be there's already a lot of heroes in the upcoming Superman Legacy film slated for 2025. So he's addressed these concerns on his Threads page. Wow, on his Threads page. Let's just take a look. Quote, "The whole point was it's not a large film. I mean, not in terms of cast," he wrote. "It's normal for a single protagonist films to have other characters. Much more unusual for them not to." Cameo porn. God, what the heck is that? So he goes on to augment his statement there about meaningless cameos that are actually hurting the superhero genre. Yeah, well, James, you just made a movie called like Suicide Squad. There had a whole bunch of cameos in there. The whole movie was starting off with a whole bunch of cameos. What are you talking about? So let's just see what he says. "I call that cameo porn. And while it has been one of the worst elements of recent superhero films, if a character is in film, they have a reason to be there story-wise." Okay. He continued, "I don't mind actual cameos if it's a glimpse or a moment, an Easter egg. What bothers me is when they mangle an elegant story by shoehorning in characters. They aren't there because the story calls for it, but for some other reason, like setting up the next installment, setting up a tier for like a big arc that'll pay off later on or something like that." Yeah, I understand that. Gunn's comments this year's superhero fatigue, and well, The Flash and Shazam: Fury of the Gods and the Marvels are all part of that. And I think we can probably add Madame Web and Kraven the Hunter to that. Fatigue, Blue Beetle. People just aren't showing up for it anymore because we know what we're gonna get. The hero gets his powers. There's a one-off villain that gets defeated in it, and then it's kind of like, well, we've seen that so many times, right? Arglass says in the live chat, Sony and Marvel agreed to have Marvel cameo in every Spider-Man movie. Seems that Ant-Man might be joining the crew with Daredevil in Spider-Man 4. Well, Spider-Man 4 that's not even close to happening yet. Hourglass says, "I think James Gunn is taking a dig at the Marvel and Sony." Well, Sony, I don't know what the heck they're doing. They're making all of these Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man in it. But they want the villains to be heroes as well, sort of. I don't know what the heck they're doing. But as far as cameos, I think it's mostly like Marvel has that universe already, so it's kind of like, well, if you're gonna put Wanda in this one, fine. If you're gonna put like, I'm trying to think of a cameo in the Marvels. Can you think of a cameo in the Marvels? No. What cameo? A cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Like a cameo that, oh, it's cool to see them, but they're only there to set up something further down the line. I'm thinking maybe Thor: Love and Thunder, perhaps, with Hercules. there at the end, like that kind of stuff. That's what I'm thinking. What's another cameo that just recently happened? As I said, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, Wonder Woman showing up. Meaningless, because it's not going to go anywhere. Superman at the end of Black Adam. So he's throwing shade at his own properties? What's that all about? I don't get that. Or like, I'm sure that other pundits are going to be using this to tear him apart a little bit, or maybe they'll agree with him. Do you guys agree with him? I think I agree with him. But yeah, the cameos are a little bit overdone, a bit overwrought, I would say. But interesting. James Gunn, he's always good for a quote, and we will take advantage of that for sure here on the channel. Mirror Domains. All right, let's take a look at what's opening up this weekend. Wonka. Wonka arrives, and I'll be, if I can't see it this afternoon, I'll be seeing it tomorrow morning at 11:30. I'll see if I can get out this afternoon to see it. It really depends on what time I get back from doing stuff. Okay, so Wonka kicks off this holiday season. Yeah, so, and it's really the only big thing that's opening up this weekend. Poor Things was supposed to be opening, but it's kind of like limited release, I think, again, for Poor Things. It opens up wider next week. And I was like, I thought it was supposed to be the beginning of December for Poor Things. What's going on with that? That's that Frankenstein type movie with Emma Stone, which I am looking forward to. But I hear that it's going to be a little too artsy-fartsy for some people. Hunger Games is still playing, and if you haven't seen Godzilla -1 yet, guys, go out and treat yourself. It's opening up now in the UK and Europe. So if you're over there, Godzilla, that's that's got to be top priority on your list, and hopefully that'll come through for people. So let's keep on the main topic of Wonka. Let's go over the tomato meter, see what we should prepare ourselves for. 83% by critics, which means it's certified fresh, and 87% by audience. So people are liking it. It's an hour and 56 minutes. Okay, so that's good. It's not breaking that 2-hour mark. Ugh. Yeah, they got to dial that back. Let's just take a look at a few snapshot reviews. Boston Globe liked it. At one point during the screening, I wrote, "My God, this is working." In my notebook, I shouldn't have been so surprised. Okay, so there's somebody who didn't know that they would like it and were happily given something that they were like, oh, okay. Somebody, Rolling Stone, didn't like it. You're thinking that King injects a sense of kindness and kookiness, and that cared to make this something besides leftover doll parts. Yet you wish that Chalamet was bringing anything to what feels like character karaoke. So is that a jab at the singing? Yes, Wonka is a musical. It will have some musical numbers in it. American Fiction also opens up in limited release, I believe. I'm going to see American Fiction and Poor Things are on my must-see lists. I may have to pick those two up at the Art House Cinema. Let's just go over the cinema, James. Let's see what it's listed here. Wonka, playing in the AVX, 4 o'clock. No, I won't be able to make that. I might be able to make the regular 9:20 show tonight, perhaps. The 3:20 I can't do. I don't know if there was a 12:30 show right now, I would be like, that's me. I'm seeing it. Damn. There is a 1:45 show, but I had to drive a little bit further away. Saltburn's still playing. Wish is still playing. For some reason, Napoleon is still playing. I don't get that. Boy and the Heron, Miyazaki's final film. If you like animation, guys, Boy and the Heron is worthwhile watching. What's playing at the Landmark? Any Hindi or Bollywood films? Christmas Has Chosen, Elf, Polar Express, Animal is still playing. Marvels is still playing for some reason. Oh well, yeah. We'll have to see, because Wonka, this is last week's numbers. Wonka will be number one. It is, because Boy in the Heron only conjured up 13 million last week for it, but hey, it was number one. Expect all of these numbers to get chopped in half, except for maybe Godzilla. Godzilla may be able to hang up there because it's opening up wider today uh, in the UK box office, right? And in Europe. So it's kind of like Godzilla may leapfrog Hunger Games here. So here's what I'm thinking, guys. And it may even leapfrog Boy and the Heron. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking Wonka will be number one, Godzilla minus one will be number two, Hunger Games number three, and then Trolls Band Together and Renaissance, maybe? No, I don't know. Because Poor Things does get a little bit more of a wider release. It's tough to say. I don't know what the fifth one is. It'll be either Wish. Actually, I think it'll be Wish. Beyonce's going to drop again. Yeah, her run is done. It was a really short run for the Renaissance. Beyonce's big. Don't let me take away from that. She's a big musical star. It's just not as much of weight as, say, like Taylor Swift, who is still going. Speaking of which, the Eras Tour movie is opening up in China. So it's going to get a little bit more international numbers under its belt. But it's now streaming on VOD, so you can buy it from there with some extra songs. Yes. So that's pretty much what's opening up this weekend. I will be seeing Wonka. Don't worry about that. It's not, Wonka is one of those ones where it's kind of like, do you need to rush out and see it opening day? That's, I don't know, I'm seeing if I have that mentality. I'm sure that other people will as well. Artglass says, "Yay, Godzilla finally opens up over here." Well, enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. I think you'll come out of Godzilla like it's one of those films where it's like I'm like I'm praising it and I don't want to oversell it. Like get your expectations up so high. But I think if you're just kind of like thinking, okay, it'll be good, you're going to come out with a big smile on your face. You'll be like, wow, this movie had no business being that good. And you've heard me praise it over and over here on the channel. My reviews are up on the channel for that. Speaking of which, if you like this kind of stuff, guys, my review for Wonka will be up on the channel for sure. The Boy and the Heron review's up. I really like that film too. Godzilla minus one, a full analysis is up on the channel. Hunger Games review. We watched Leave the World Behind last week, a full movie reaction. Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, Mahershala Ali, Doomsday Scenario. Yeah, I like that. We're coming down to the season finale of Survivor, and we just watched Hell's Kitchen this morning, episode 11. Really good episode. It's really showing who's going to be rising to the top in that series. And then, of course, you know, we do movie news here throughout the week where we talk about all the big trending movie news headlines of the day. And there are all my other social media handles that you guys can follow me on. Let's get back into the movie news. The Iron Claw opens up this month, I think next week. There's going to be a lot of screenings that'll have to happen for me to try to get my best and worst of list out before the end of the year. There's going to be some that'll be left off because of this kind of thing happening where everything's kind of like getting crammed in here at the last minute. But Iron Claw is on my list. Poor Things is on my list. American Fiction's on my list. Maestro. We'll get through it all. It's going to be a big month. But the Iron Claw, Zac Efron cites Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler and the late Matthew Perry as inspirations. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Efron can do here. And God, look at that lat. My God, man. Yeah. Latissimus dorsi. So, yeah, I seen that Efron's out doing the rounds. I think he was on Kimmel last night, I think. Was it Kimmel or Fallon? Yeah, he's out doing the promotional stuff. So, let's just see. He says, his passing affected me a lot about Matthew Perry, he said. It's very important to reach out to friends and foster relationships where you can talk and share stories. I wish in the past couple of years I had an opportunity to do that with Matthew. I hold the time we shared together really dear. I've been thinking about him a lot every day. Well, yeah, grief is a hard thing, man. People grieve in different ways. Some people are able to carry it well. right? And then slowly release their grief in some ways. And some people just it defeats them, it crushes them. Um, and it sucks when that happens. And I guess it depends on how close that relationship was, obviously, right? Um, but yeah, I could see similarities between the wrestler there, Mickey Rourke, because I think there's some like the Iron Claw is following in the vein of a little bit of that story of tragedy, right? But what are people saying about the Iron Claw? 91% on the tomato meter. Um, 2 hours and 10 minutes. A little bit, yeah, whatever. Um, I am looking forward to it. It opens up next week, guys. Next week. So Poor Things and Iron Claw open up bigger next week. Something else opens up next week too. Something big. Is it Migration? No. No. It's you know what opens up next week? Aquaman 2. Aquaman 2 opens up next week, right? Yeah. Um, that's the big thing that's and yeah, December 22nd. No buzz about that. Yeah, they've been dropping TV spots and stuff like that. Absolutely no buzz going into this. Um, they would have to hope that somehow James Wan has put together a film that is going to make people go, wow. Again, with Godzilla -1, where people will be coming out going, wow, that had no business being as good as it was. That's what's going to have to happen. But it's not poised to do that. Um, and I think it's just going to come and go and it'll get buried. Is there anything out on the tomato meter for that yet? Come on, don't do that to me. No. So the embargo is not down yet. And you know what? I'm thinking that the review embargo may not even drop until next Thursday, guys. Right until like the very last second. Because I think it's going to get torn a new one. Which sucks because I like Patrick Wilson. And I got nothing against Momoa. Um, Momoa's got quite the following on his social media. They did one where they did like a dance challenge one. I like that one. Like he's got the charisma to carry it. He does, but it's just kind of like I don't know if they should have gone back to the well on this one because this will be this is the final one of the Snyderverse characters. So it's kind of like the sentiment of, well, do I really need to go to the theater to see it? Yeah. Jason Momoa was on Stephen Colbert's show. Fair interview, but it would have been better if they knew each other. Fallon or Kimmel would have been better in a bigger platform. Yeah, I don't watch Colbert that much. I like some of his comedy, but I like his late night show. I'm not really on board with him. Some of his stuff was who was it? Was it Rooney Mara that he was kind of like trying to touch her or something? Yeah, I didn't like that. Like poke at her, like, ooh, you're funny kind of thing. But it's like, what are you doing? Get your hands off of her. Anyway, next, Ryan Reynolds. You guys know how I feel about Rooney Mara. She's awesome. Ryan Reynolds reteaming with Sean Levy for a heist project at Netflix. So this will be like the fourth time. Obviously, they like working with each other. They've done Free Guy, The Atom Project, Deadpool 3 that comes out next year, one of most people's most anticipated, and now another heist movie with an Ocean's 11 type thrill ride. Well, we're getting a lot of these heist movies, and usually buddy heist movies, right? Christian Bale has got one coming out, and there's Charlize has one coming out with their buddy, not with Christian Bale. Like there's just multiple ones coming out with this kind of a premise, and I think they're going to cannibalize each other. Yeah. Levy directs Untitled Heist Project from script Dana Fox, who did Cruella and Lost City, How to Be Single. Okay, so that team includes Reynolds, all right. Netflix will spend the remainder of the holiday season with dollar signs dancing like sugar plums in their heads. Well, Ryan Reynolds and the Sean Levy combo, I have really liked all of their projects so far. I liked Free Guy and I really liked Adam Project. We did a full reaction to Adam Project here on the channel, guys. So if that is piques your curiosity, go check that out. We had lots of fun watching that. And Ryan Reynolds, he has a gear. He's got the dramatic gear in him, but he's been kind of like pigeonholed to do the Ryan Reynolds thing for all of these projects. But when he does dramatic stuff, which you do get to see a little bit of him do that in the Adam Project, I want to see that. So this would basically put to bed that I thought Sean Levy was supposed to be working on a Star Wars project. Remember that announcement, guys? Not if he's going to be doing a Netflix picture after that. The Star Wars would have to come after the Netflix stuff. But hey, you know what? If you follow their social medias, Sean Levy, Ryan Reynolds, and Ryan Reynolds' wife are all friends with like Taylor Swift, oddly enough. It's like they go to football games together, and it's like, wow, there seems to be a tight group there. There does. I'm jealous. Just a touch. No, I'm not. That's just cool collaboration. You guys can bounce off ideas from each other and stuff. All right, next. Years back, and it was years, Ryan Gosling was in reports to be in a movie about the Wolfman reboot. But apparently that's not going to happen anymore. Blumhouse's Wolfman loses Ryan Gosling and gains Christopher Abbott. Poor Things actor Christopher Abbott will lead Lee Whannell's upcoming Wolfman. Yeah, like I think it was just after the Dark Universe collapsed. Actually, I even think it was even before I heard rumblings that Ryan Gosling was going to be on board for a Wolfman movie. They are going to reboot it, but this actor, Christopher Abbott, he's a competent actor. And he's got chops, guys. He's got chops. He also has a little bit of the riz, is what the kids are saying these days. James, don't embarrass yourself. Yeah, he's been in stuff, and you'll recognize him when you see him. He's just not been in huge stuff. He's going to be in Poor Things. Okay, so I'll see that this month. He was in Possessor. I really noticed him in Possessor. He's like the main character in that. And he's going to be in the upcoming Craven the Hunter, and now looks like Wolfman. Maid of New Orleans. I don't know what the heck that is. That's what she said. What's with the ears? What the heck is that? Catch 22. Catch 22, yeah. So he's going to be the Wolfman, huh? From Blumhouse. Hey, if they keep it small, just like they did the Invisible Man, build up these villains. You know, Del Toro would love to get a hold of the Wolfman. Del Toro's slowly been making his monster universe too, right? Shape of Water. And now Del Toro's got a Frankenstein movie coming out next year. Anyway, well, Blumhouse, Ryan Gosling has stepped down from the lead role of the Wolfman. Christopher Abbott has taken the role. I think it'll be fun because Blumhouse, they're known for making smaller budgeted films, so it's not like it's going to be like a $100 million picture. It's probably going to be made for somewhere in the ballpark of 10 to 20 million. That's high for a Blumhouse picture, and they'll be able to pull it off. I mean, if they can make a Godzilla movie for 15 million, you think they could make a Wolfman movie for the same amount, right? Wolfman is part of Universal's Monsterverse and will focus on a man whose family is being terrorized by a lethal predator. Okay, so Blumhouse is in. Ryan Gosling's out. Do we have a release date for this? Lee Whannell directing. He was in Saw. He was the other guy that was chained up with Carrie Elways in the first Saw movie. He's also a director, actor-director. He's done some stuff. Let me pull up his resume here. Which I like. I like when actors turn into directors and stuff because they understand the craft, right? Oh yeah, he was also in the Insidious. He was one of the paranormal investigators in the Insidious series. So yeah, he was in Insidious: The Red Door. Let's look at his directing credits. Of course, IMDb doesn't put that up there. I got to click it like this. Yeah, he did The Invisible Man. So he's the perfect man to do a smaller budget Wolfman. And we did a full live watch along for Invisible Man here on the channel too, guys. We got to get back into doing more of the full live watch alongs. We have so much fun doing that. Yeah, I want to do more. Talented dude. So that's what we're getting with the Wolfman, guys. No release date just yet, right? Usually is tagged here at the bottom. No, but I'll keep my eye on it. The audiences will be able to see Wolfman when it hits theaters October 25th, 2024. No. I don't believe them. If they haven't even shot it yet, guys, I don't think they'll be able to turn it around that quickly. Like, that's a tight shoot. Like, let's say that they begin filming in January on a 60-day tight shoot. That'll be done by just the beginning of March. 6 months of post-production? I don't know. That's tight. That's really tight. Ooh, that's tight. I don't know. I will see. It would be cool if they could make that mark. All right, next. Talking about horror. We're totally in the realm of horror here. Smile 2. This broke in the Twitterverse yesterday. Smile 2 casts Aladdin star Naomi Scott to lead the horror sequel. Well, obviously, if you've seen the first Smile, we should. That's on Netflix right now, right? Smile, is it? No, it's Talk to Me that's on Netflix. I would love to do a watch along with you on this one. I really like Smile. It faltered a little bit there in the third act, and Naomi Scott's a true talent. Stunningly beautiful, obviously. If she's going to be the main character in this one, fine. Smile definitely led itself open to the possibility of more to happen in that universe. And the first one was so effective. Close to 200 million, didn't it? For a small budget. People were just on board with it. Naomi Scott is best known for Aladdin. Smile, the first film in the franchise. Smile director Parker Finn has hinted at a potential sequel, and it says, yeah. So Naomi Scott's on board. Do we have a director? Is he coming back? I'm guessing Parker Finn will come back. I made Smile, of course, to be self-contained, to tell its own story. But the monster, there's more there that could be told. Let's just take a look at Naomi Scott's IMDb, because I'm sure she's got some other stuff on her plate that could be worthwhile looking at, James. Yeah, she's a singer. If you follow her on social media, she's got like a music channel where if you like her voice, her singing voice, she sings off a few tunes and stuff like that. So that'd be kind of fun to look at if you are a fan of hers. And of course, no matter what kind of outfit she's wearing, she takes a stunning photo. All right, so let's just take a look at her resume. Upcoming projects. Anatomy of a Scandal TV series stuff. So she has been working. A lot of TV stuff, it seems. Aladdin 2, Smile 2, Wizards, Eternal Return, Distant. Smile 2's in post-production. No, it's not. It's not even under production yet. Post-production? Pre-production, maybe. Pre-production. So Parker Finn is slated for it. The Hayden brand? Laura Hasn't Slept. So he did shorts and then he did Smile. Wow. That's how you build up the resume, guys. I need to do some shorts. I do shorts. I do YouTube shorts. Okay, next. Orphan 3. Yes. Lord of Misrule director William Brent Bell has actively developed Orphan 3. The filmmaker who is back. Guys, I liked the first Orphan. It was creepy. A little bit of that ugh, kind of reaction. But I actually really liked Orphan First Kill. I did. Because it took it in a direction that was kind of like, are we just going to do the same rinse and repeat? No, we're not. We're going down a totally different direction that I didn't think that was going to happen. And a lot of that had to do with Julia Stiles. So I really liked Orphan First Kill. And it was kind of like, well, you can still do more with it. Obviously, you can't. Obviously, this is one of those movies where it's kind of like things are happening, and because Orphan First Kill is kind of like a prequel to the first Orphan, because of what happens in the first Orphan. Come on, show me Julia Stiles. Where's Julia? Show me Julia. You know I like Julia. Where is she? Did I go past her? Is this the only one you got of Julia? Oh, well, that's almost kind of spoilery there. Whoops. No, maybe it's not spoilery. It is a little bit. Yeah. It's one of those rabbit hole movies where it's kind of like, well, I expect it to be like this, and then it's kind of like transforms, and then it's like, this is, whoa. What else is kind of like that? The Ritual is a little bit like that, right? It's kind of like, oh, a bunch of guys going out to camping in the woods, and then it just kind of like, is there a monster there? Is there a monster there? And then it just transforms into a totally different kind of thing. It's like, wow. It's like, yeah, that's what Orphan First Kill was. So I'd be totally open for an Orphan 3. Because the Orphans, yeah, it did well at the box office. The reports were that this only had like a $1 million budget, if that, Orphan First Kill, and it made 37 million. Like, the budget was really small, guys. So that's cool. So yeah, of course they're going to make another one. And Isabel Furman somehow was able to do, like, she's in her 20s now, guys. So it's kind of like they had to use some film magic to pull it off, like putting people on stilts and stuff like that, so she would appear smaller. But do it sooner rather than later. Orphan 3. So that's going to be happening. I'm happy about that. Let's see if this is a big interview that this came out of on THR, Hollywood Reporter. Yeah, and she is a popular character, Esther. There was a guy on YouTube that took the Orphan First Kill footage and ran it through de-aging. So instead of using makeup, because they used makeup, they didn't have the money to do de-aging. So they did it, and it was just interesting if you like this franchise. And Esther is a really creepy character, man. You know what would be cool is somehow they were able to make her fight Megan. Megan versus Esther. And that would be fun. Wow. Yeah. Cool, man. All right. Terrifier 3 news. That also broke yesterday, right? Terrifier 3, but we got a filming start date. Well, it was supposed to be, they want Terrifier 3 to come out by, October again, just like a Wolfman movie. But the filming start date has been revealed, and Lauren Lavira is coming back. That's Lauren right there. Terrifier 3 is set to begin in February. And you want that out by October? It's tight. Again, the thing about Terrifier is that they're going to have a lot of practical effects. So it's not like, oh, we got to put in some post-production blood splatters and stuff like that. No, it's all in camera, right? Uh, excuse me. During an interview, Deadline, Leon revealed that filming for Terrifier 3 is expected in February. He said, the overall plot and structure of this franchise was pretty much cemented when I wrote part 2, which is very comforting because it's kind of scary to be lost in the woods and be scrambling and trying to figure out if there's going to be a satisfying conclusion down the line. And I feel like I do have one. Well, we know that it's happening at Christmas. Art the Clown is, well, supernatural, right? So it's kind of like, okay, fine. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert. Right? It is what it is. You gotta keep jump on it while the iron's hot, right? Because I don't know if Art the Clown has the staying power of, say, like a Jason Voorhees or a Freddy Krueger. He's slightly getting up there. He's not as big as like Chucky or anything, but he's getting up there. He's getting notoriety. Terrifier 3, starting in February. The Bricklayer. Let's talk about that. The Bricklayer finds Aaron Eckhart stacking bodies by the barrelful in Rennie Harlan's. Now, the Bricklayer, I saw the trailer for it, I was like, I like Nina Dobrev, I like Aaron Eckhart, and I was like, what the heck is this? But then once I saw that it was Rennie Harlan directing, of course he did Cliffhanger, right? He's trying to reboot the Strangers franchise next, which I don't know if he understands that property, because by the sounds of his pitch and what he wants to do for his trilogy of Strangers, it's just remake and recycle the same story over again to us. And dude, that's not what you do when you're trying to reboot or requel something. You can't give us the same stuff. But anyway, I'm digressing. Let's get back to the trailer here for The Bricklayer, which I did watch this morning. And I got to tell you, as much as I like Aaron Eckhart, it seems like we're once again going over some of the same tropes. Yeah, he works as a bricklayer. Oh, we recognize him. He was, let me just pull up the IMDb here. Tim Blake Nelson. Yeah, that's it. Tim Blake Nelson. So is he going to be like the menacing bad guy in this? But it's kind of like, it's like CIA or something. He's only working as a bricklayer because he's a retired operative that gets pulled back into the action, which is fine, but it's a story trope we've seen over and over again. But this time it's Aaron Eckhart. And you know what comes out in January? The Beekeeper with Jason Statham. He works as a beekeeper, but he's really a retired secret agent that gets called back into duty. Well, that's sort of what we're getting here with The Bricklayer. That's what I was talking about earlier, is that Hollywood seems to like, or like the movie studios just seem to recycle the same idea, but have different people in there. But this is our take on it, guys, so it's going to be different. Well, you know, I'll give Aaron Eckhart the benefit of the doubt that he can bring it home. And I do like Nina Dobrev, as I said, but it's kind of like, okay, Bricklayer, let's see how it's all about the action, right? Aaron Eckhart can still do it. The Bricklayer, perhaps. I don't know. I just hope they bring something else to it that makes you go, that makes you stand out. You need to be able to stand out, like from the movies like Transporter or The Beekeeper that comes out in January. The Bricklayer. See what people said about it in the comments. I wish he'd get more action roles. He's a good actor. Yes, he is. Was overshadowed by Heath Ledger in Batman. Well, that, yeah. But he was good as Two-Face. He was really good. Like, he was a pillar in that movie, sure, for sure. He needs to be a shared universe with the Beekeeper. So people will already notice that too, right? What's going to be next? The Plumber. It's kind of like a leftover trope of what The Expendables was, a little bit, right? No? Yes? This is the most badass short film I've ever seen. The Bricklayer, the Beekeeper, the Accountant. Share the damn... Well, the Accountant... a little bit. The Mechanic, Transporter, the Equalizer. Actually, I kind of like the Equalizer, though. Don't rag on it. The Bricklayer. I'll still watch it, though. When's it come out? Give me a release date here, guys. No? No release date? 2024? Bricklayer? Rennie Harlan? Directs? IMDb? January 4th? So you got the Bricklayer and Beekeeper coming out in January. Huh. Tim Blake Nelson. Good actor. So he's obviously going to be the bad guy, right? Huh. Interesting. All right, guys. I've got pretty much everything that I've got, but that doesn't mean that we're done. If people haven't clued in yet, I want to give you guys a little bit of a clue as to where, if you've watched my reaction to, what trailer reaction did I do that for? The Dune, the new Dune trailer. If you don't know what I was doing at the beginning of that trailer reaction.
Honesty is the key to success. I want an honest campaign, Spencer.
It's from this movie. So basically, they're having a business meeting, and everybody around the table, the big wigs, are kind of like.
And to Bentley Advertising.
She's like, "Here's a toast," kind of thing, right?
A toast to competitiveness, good management, profit, and honesty.
Yeah. So that's where I was doing mine, kind of thing, right? Where I was trying to emulate that, and of course he says it here. I don't know if I can.
Spencer, toast. Sure. A toast to the Cubs winning the World Series and big.
And big what? Yeah. Yeah. So you know what he says there, guys, right? You know what he says. I love this movie. When this movie came out.
Spencer, I'm sure you're familiar with our last campaign.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's where that came from. Just to give you guys a little bit of insight. I think that's one of the better Jim Belushi's better films, right? Yes, I like that one. I like Mr. Destiny. He had a good run there in the 90s. All right, let's go over to the Twitterverse and see if I've missed anything. Maybe that joke was a little too inside for some people. All right, I'm just looking to see if there's any new trailers that have dropped. Aquaman has some TV spots out. There's a trailer for He Went That Way with Jacob Elordi. Let's just go over to Twitterverse. Daraba Dermot has been named. I don't know who that is. I do like Dior. I need to go see what Dior has for fragrances. I know they've had that Fahrenheit Forever, right? Is it Fahrenheit? No, Sauvage, right? They've had Sauvage forever. He needs to bring out a new one. Rachel Zegler. Wait a minute. So is it Rachel Zegler or is it? Well, I guess he can have more than one ambassador. You really want Rachel Zegler right now? Let the PR die down a little bit before you start plastering her picture all over the place, dudes. I really liked her in The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I did. She was one of the better parts of that film because of her performance. Paul King's Wonka debuts with 3.5 million, 3.5 on Thursday night previews, heading for a $30 to $40 million opening. Yeah, so it's going to be easily the number one. Musical number, Timothée Chalamet. Barbie is now streaming on Max. Divine Joy Randolph wins for The Holdovers Film New York Film Critics Awards. I think I think she's going to get nominated for Best Supporting Actress. She was good in it. Summer Huller for Anatomy of a Fall. I have to cue that up somewhere. Where is Anatomy of a Fall playing? Is that on? Where is it streaming? Anatomy of a Fall currently isn't available on streaming with no official streaming date announced. Damn. February 24, 2024. No, I can't wait that long. I'm going to have to try to find, I'm going to have to see if I can pull in some favors to get a screener from somebody. Damn. Cillian Murphy wins Best Actor for Oppenheimer. Yeah, well, we know that what's going to happen. Mark Ruffalo, Poor Things. So still we're in the midst of award season. What? Oh my God, this is shocking. Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon Part 1 debuts with a 9% on the tomato meter. Oh my God, sweet Jesus, guys. That's shocking. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. This is still one of my most anticipated movies of this year. And it's 9%? No. 19%. So it's gone up a little bit. My God, it's still low. Sorry for the silence, but I'm just like, wow. Like, did Army of the Dead even debut like that? Army of the Dead wasn't even that low. What? I typed it in. What are you doing? Goddamn Rotten Tomatoes site. No. So when I type it in and I hit, what are you doing? Damn, this site sucks. So no, Army of the Dead's like 67%. But my God, that's shocking. I'm dumbfounded here by this. Rebel. Why is it so low? For God's sakes, it says 23% there. 90% on the tomato meter. Another Jupiter Ascending. Well, that's what it reeks of. Jupiter Ascending. Shades of Jupiter Ascending. Rebel Moon Part 1 is 19% on the tomato meter. Did the story not come together? Does Sophia Boutella not have the charisma to carry this? The riz to carry this? The one person, no, a few people liked it. Grace Randolph liked it. Yeah, she thinks that Godzilla is a bomb. No, I don't listen to her. Okay, let's take a look at Joe Blow's Movie Network comment. Who did like it? While undeniably derivative, Rebel Moon is nonetheless widely entertaining and a solid space opera. Yeah, it's copy like Zack Snyder said himself that it was supposed to be like he was inspired by Star Wars for this, like Seven Samurai, about them going around and collecting all of these bounty hunters from the universe to take part in a heist kind of thing. But where did this falter, man? This is disheartening, isn't it? Independent says it's a film populated by some of the Justice League Snyder Cut filmmakers' worst impulses. A mess of imagery, some of it attempting to shock, congregated largely around the idea of what might look good in a trailer. Well, Snyder has a certain style and flair, but this is 19%. Oh my God. Yeah, bummer, man. Bummer. All right, since I closed down my Twitter, I got to reactivate it. That's shocking. Wow. Okay, so first 3 episodes of Reacher season 2 are now on Prime. I need to watch. I really want to watch Reacher. Damn, I gotta get Prime again. Directors Roundtable: Bradley Cooper, Ava DuVernay, Greta Gerwig, Todd Haynes, and Michael Mann. And Blitz Bazaruli. The Unknown Country. Lily Gladstone is now streaming on Mubi. Not Tubi, but Mubi. Okay. If you're into soccer, Messi's World Cup: The Rise of a Legend is on Apple TV Plus in February. Timothée Chalamet, Austin Butler on playing Call of Duty. Yeah, we're going to see them fighting in Doom Part 2, so cool. Rosario Dawson announces she will be a grandmother. What? Is she old enough to be a grandmother? She's only 44. Well, I guess if her child was in her 20s, then yeah, she could be a grandmother. I really liked her as Ahsoka. She did a really good job as Ahsoka. I want to see more. And yeah, there's a bunch of her photos with Hayden Christensen together and stuff like that. That's so cool. That's like, they're giving fans what we wanted to see. And that was so awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Well, congratulations on being a grandmother, Rosario. You want to get married? No? Okay, bummer. Anyone But You. Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell debuts in theaters in 1 week. Yeah, this is a movie that's like, they've been trying to build up the buzz for this rom-com, but rom-coms have not been performing all that well in theaters. People just don't want to go see them anymore. It's weird. I don't get it. Like the last one was No Hard Feelings with Jennifer Lawrence, I liked that film. I liked it a lot. And I don't know if Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell are big enough names, a big enough draw. If trailer, yeah, If trailer, we reacted to that. IMAX, Taylor Swift Eras Tour will debut in China on IMAX, December 31st. So she still will get a little bit of cheddar and add to that box office revenue, internationally at least. Priscilla is now on VOD. She did so good in this. She did a really good performance, guys. Kaylee Spaney. Megan Thee Stallion, Not My Fault from Mean Girls soundtrack. Oh, did Megan Thee Stallion do a song for the Mean Girls musical that comes out next month? Halle Bailey, The Color Purple. Oh, that's another movie coming out at Christmas, guys. Color Purple musical. And I wanted to watch it because of Halle Bailey, but I don't think she's going to be a big part of it. It's that Fantasia girl that's getting all the buzz. I don't want to see Tiffany Haddish in it too. I do. Is it Tiffany Haddish? Or no, Taraji P. Henson. That's who that is. Sorry, my bad. Skydome. Why is Skydome trending? What's going on? Did they blow it up or what? What's happening? Nothing. It is a bit of an old stadium. They did a renovation to Skydome or the Rogers Center last year, and it looks good, but it's still, you can tell, yeah, we need a new stadium there. George Clooney and Adam Sandler to star in Noah Baumbach's next film. The movie is described as a funny, emotional coming-of-age story about adults. Okay, Clooney, Sandler, interesting combo. As long as they're not pulling off a heist, I'll be on board with it. All right, is that all that we've got from the Twitterverse? It looks like that's it. Where are we at? 11:25. We can't end the show this early, can we, James? Well, usually we're running overtime all the time. I try to end the show at 11:30, but we seem to go till like 11:40. Let me go over to the Reddit verse and see if there's any interesting, juicy topics over there that perhaps pique our interests. Joel Kinnaman did an Ask Me Anything on the Reddit pages. Wonka spoilers? No. Yeah, I'm gonna have to publish a short about this Rebel Moon. 19%. Eesh. Yeah, I'm deflated from this, man. I had high hopes for this. Snyder, who shot the film himself, stages it on the impressively lavish scale. By the end of Rebel Moon, the closing card end of part one feels more like a threat more than a promise. Yeah, they said that they shot them both back to back, but I don't like this splitting of things into two. We've got to stop this too, Hollywood. Like it was like Mockingjay part 1 and 2. That's where it's sort of like, we got to do it like this. No, we don't. If it's not a separate film, if it's not a self-contained movie, and you can't tell this what is going to be a 4-hour film, Rebel Moon, then you're not telling a good cohesive story. Like, it really should have been just released as one big 4-hour film then. That's the way I would have preferred it, instead of chopping it up into 2 parts. Yeah, that's what I mean. Have it one big long 4-hour film instead of having it chopped up into 2 parts. Because if that part 1 ending credits comes up and it feels like a slap in the face, maybe that's what people are responding to. It's kind of like, no, you're leaving things dangling here. Part 1 has to be yeah. Star Wars: A New Hope was a self-contained story, and I'm flustered over this. You can see it. Oh my God, I'm upset. I am upset. Snyder. I've gone to bat for him so many times for the Snyderverse and the Snyder cut, but he makes it difficult, man. He makes it difficult. Poor Things is now playing in select theaters. December 22nd is when it comes out in major release. Oh, okay. Yeah, Andre Brower. We did that story. Lung cancer, apparently. That sucks. And you know what? You don't have to be a smoker to get lung cancer. It just sucks that you get diagnosed and all of a sudden yeah. What movie starts off as a light-hearted comedy but gets increasingly dark and grim until everything goes to hell in a handbasket? For example. All right, give me your example. Let's say 2 friends. What are you talking about here? Give me your example. I'm not seeing. Let's say we have 2 friends. Now, Look Who's Back. It's a German comedy. Life is Beautiful. No, that was already about internment camps and stuff like that. So no, I don't have that one. That's a tough one. Burn After Reading. Yeah, that's a tough one. First official poster for American Society of Magical Negroes. Is Gary Oldman the only actor to have played a president and a presidential assassin? That's an interesting question. It's a little bit niche. No, he's not. James Marsden played John Wilkes Booth in Zoolander and went on to play Lee Daniels, JFK, and Lee Daniels the butler. Yeah, that's quite the poll. That's an abstract question. They'll be very minute. First poster for Out of Darkness. Yeah. Path of Glory, Doctor Strange are good examples. Pfeiffer says slapstick comedy and everyone dies at the end. Yeah. Michael Caine's performance in Muppet Christmas Carol as Ebenezer Scrooge. It was good. And I do like watching the Muppets Christmas Carol at Christmas time. I do. Elizabeth Swann. Keira Knightley from Pirates of the Caribbean seems to be underappreciated, strong female character. Why is that? I never even thought about it like that before. Live action Death Stranding. Yeah, we saw that yesterday. Name the saddest scene from an Actioni? Action. Actiony? Sorry, what? Name the saddest scene from an action movie made just for the money popcorn flick that you can think of. Sad scenes in the movies were at any type children's movies, horrors, comedies. But what about action movies like Rocky or Terminator? Sad scenes. Well, Terminator 2 at the end, obviously, right? What else? Sad scenes. Mummy Returns. Bruce Willis saying goodbye in Armageddon. Yeah, that gets a lot of people. Armageddon's not that good though, man. So they got some in here from Last Action Hero. Saddest scene in an action movie, Empire Strikes Back, Luke, I Am Your Father. That's not really an action movie. That's more sci-fi. Independence Day. Do me a favor, tell my children I love them very much. Yeah, that's a little bit sad. Yeah. Mommy's Sleeping. Yeah, that's definitely much sadder. Is Mommy sleeping now? And Bill Pullman played that just the right amount when he's like, yeah, Mommy's sleeping now. Because we saw that he was starting to break as he was holding her, the daughter. But we didn't see him fully break down. And that was a perfect, yeah, that's a sad scene. The future Adam Sandler scenes in Click 2006. Yeah. Sad scenes in action movies. All right. Well, guys, I think that's pretty much it. We're just scrumming here, or looking, scrounging here for stuff, and I think that's all I got for today. I am going to maybe try to get out to see Wonka this afternoon. I'm going to eat and go for my walk. I do want to do some more shorts. I want to get back to that, do some more of those. It's just, hey, I got to sit down and do it. And I haven't been playing any video games. I've barely been able to play any World of Warcraft. I haven't been playing Street Fighter. So I did get gold on Street Fighter. I want to play Tomb Raider. I think over the Christmas break, I'll just play Tomb Raider for myself. But next month, Tekken 8 comes out, and we will be playing that here for sure, because Tekken 8, I'm a Tekken fan, so there we go. All right, guys, that's it for me. Enjoy your weekend here from me, Mirror Domains. Go out and see Wonka. Let me know what you thought about it. Or if Godzilla, if you got the chance, enjoy the rest of your day. You're watching Mirror Domains.